All right, Ryan, it's good to see you. It's been a bit.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but good to see you as well.
How's the family doing?
Everybody's doing good. It's starting to get cold here in Minnesota, but we've been making the most of it. We've been getting outdoors a little bit and raising up a little Harper girl, and that's been pretty fun. She's at a fun age right now as well. So, just trying to, make the most of it all with her and Lindsay and, strike the balance during the times for sure.
So, which is harder, the race career, all that goes along with it, or being retired?
I mean, they both got their challenges. I racing was a very much a challenge. Even post racing, there's just a lot of things you don't know. I mean, if you knew what you were going into and whatnot, you'd prepare for it. But like life, you don't have a crystal ball, and you live and you learn. But it was good. I think throughout my career, there's lessons you learn along the way, and I think that's the same thing with even after racing too. And it's something that isn't going to last forever. There's going to come a point in time you're going to move on. But I will say it went from 100 miles an hour to really slow in a hurry, which kind of was my doing. But for the most part, learning a lot about myself. I think that's the biggest thing, just being proactive and understanding and applying myself. And um, you know, when you did something for so long, I still ride, but when you've done something for so long, it's been part of your life. So without that being there, it's different. But we're over 3 years removed now, so but it's good. Like experiencing new journey, new chapters in our life, and with different areas. And now we got a daughter, Harper, so that's been fun, and things we always looked forward to as well that we really couldn't do while we were racing. So I'm enjoying a lot of it as well. I don't want to sound like things are bad, because they're unbelievably awesome and super grateful for it. But yeah, life's just you learn, and it's full of challenges.
Yeah, you get to experiment with stuff like beards.
Yeah, yeah. Don't got to be in the public eye so much. So you get to grow it up. No, yeah, for sure.
So, man, you had a lot of fans excited with the talk that maybe you were going to come back to racing this year. Man, where did that come from, and how far along did it get, or did it get?
Again, things are really slow here, so think you start creating things in your mind. But no, I actually you know 30 years old is not that old, and so when I'm sitting here, I'm trying to, I've always just tried to be proactive and making sure I'm listening to, what's on my heart, and what I want to do, and making sure that it fits with everything else, and knocking on a door. I think it's something I have actually seeked out many times, all to which have come to a close. No doors have opened, just because, yeah, budgets are tight. Guys, they have their riders in place, which is totally understandable. But I always just felt like, what, this was probably my one last attempt to see if it was a right fit. And I've always been, I just got that fire to come back again and do it, and doing it under my own terms, doing a Supercross only deal. A lot of people say, you're crazy. Why would you risk coming back and whatnot? But it's just something I enjoy, I miss, and that fire kind of came back again, as it's probably going to a lot. And so I seeked it out, and ultimately too, looking for my answer within the circumstances that arise. If there's nothing there, then hey, it's a closed door. There's nothing there. We'll move forward. But just wanted to seek it out one last time, see if there's anything there, and um, making sure that I was being proactive.
Well, I mean, between 2020 and COVID, and I mean, this has been one of the kind of odd or silly seasons that we've seen in a long time.
It
So
is.
maybe the timing wasn't quite there.
No, no, and that's for sure. I mean, without a doubt, I mean, all that stuff hit, and you know, I think I knew my answer early on, but again, just wanted to seek it out, and two, it was a delicate balance, because after post racing in 17, all these things have come into play, and so it's like it wouldn't necessarily be, I don't want to, all that progress that I've worked towards on different projects with my family now, and all these types of things, like it had to be a good schedule, a good routine that would fit all of us. And that's why it was particularly doing the Supercross only. But and it was really important to me that I wasn't going to give up everything either to go back here, because racing just will consume.
All
Um,
consuming. Yep.
it is. It's very much all consuming. But you know, sometimes you get a wild hair and you see it out, but ultimately there was nothing there. So
Gotcha.
not, and it was an attempt to get everybody excited. Not, I mean, this was like I gotta first and foremost want to do it in my heart, and yeah. So we're moving on, and we'll shut that door continually now, and we'll completely move on here from here on out.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was going to say, how did that conversation go with the home team?
It was yeah. Um, I always feel like early on I got a lot of when I bring it up to Lynn's. I think it was. I think she's very supportive. She's always been super supportive of me, and she never wants to stop me from doing something, and vice versa. Like if she wants to do something, I don't want to stop her, and have that regret or whatnot. But ultimately we were in it together. Was it going to be a challenge? Yep. I mean, we got Harper now. It's definitely different circumstances, and so if she's not on board, then heck, I wouldn't even have pursued it. So, and thankfully she was very supportive, and ultimately we were looking for our answer within, what arose. If there was opportunities that came about, but nothing really came about, nothing that was worth coming back for.
Right.
Yeah.
So is there still a chance somewhere down the road we see you back on the track or not?
On the track riding, but probably
Okay.
not competing professionally.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we can stick a fork in that then.
Yeah. Put a stamp on it.
Okay. You kind of had the brief time with Geico Honda as well. What were you looking for in there? Even at the time of the intro, it seemed like we're going to figure it out as we go along. Is that kind of what it was? And then, I mean, in the end, the timing actually seemed like it worked out okay. That with the sponsorship problems that they had and the team closing up, maybe you dodged a bullet there too.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely a blessing in disguise. I couldn't have, I mean, when I made the decision to walk away, I didn't know any of this stuff, of course, but um, you know, that was I was just at a point that, I wanted to apply myself, when I was racing and all that I've learned and all that I experienced, and um I wanted to put that to the test. And I think a lot of people thought like, oh, you just stiffed KTM and you went over here, but that wasn't the case at all. With KTM, things were coming to a close, and I was like, okay, well, I want to do something. I want to apply myself. I didn't want it to look like, hey, I'm jumping ship over here and being a traitor. Not by any means. When I looked at it and got talking with Jeff Myshak and Ziggy, and the opportunity that was there, it's like, okay, well, maybe this fits me. This is my background. I've raced for a living. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket to where if it fails that it would be disastrous for me and my family. But it was
Mm-hmm.
something like, heck, I being part of a team now, having more of a say, being able to manage and help and have and apply my experience to the riders, the bike, the testing, the team, and creating a winning atmosphere. And that was a challenge I wanted to bring in, and not to mention apply it to the younger kids. Like, hey, I want to give back.
Sure.
And
Yep.
so it was kind of exciting. It was something that was like, you know what, it is a different than I would have done it. It's different as far as a team, but they've had a lot of success, so maybe it's a good run. And so when I jumped in, it was, I will say, the way it was handled was a little bit humiliating just at the end, because we let everybody know we're going forward, and the deal never got done. And we were actually waiting on the paperwork the whole time for a couple months since the intro in December. And so it just never got done. And and as time was going on, and it was kind of a blessing in disguise for me, because as time got go on, it's like, what, looking at a few things and circumstances, and it wasn't that anything other than like, what, I've reconsidered this. I don't know if it's quite a fit for me. And I decided to, I had a good talk with the team owners, and I decided to walk away. I told Honda. Everybody was really respectful of the decision. It's kind of, I wasn't going to let people, the judgment of people or what they thought make me like, hey, I'm going to look like an idiot. I got to just go forward. Well, it's like, the fact of the matter is deals fall apart in the last hour all the time, in all kinds of areas. So it just, but it was a lot. There was a lot going on at that time, and just a lot happening that it was just so. Yeah, you're leaving here, you're going over here, now you're backing out. It just was like, yeah, I felt, not that anybody did anything to me. I just felt like, man, what am I doing? And so it was a little bit of a wake up call. But once removed from that, and then COVID hit, it was kind of the first time in my life, or first time after racing, that I had nothing going on within the industry. And so that was really nice. I got clarity, just because it was now it was, I could really take the time, and that next thing moving forward, whatever it is, if we're going to be well thought of, well executed, and have a plan of attack, versus just jumping over here and jumping over there, and ultimately making things worse. So.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So what else are you working on now? I'm sure St. Jude is still part of the program for you. That's always been a big part.
It is. It is actually, since I finished racing, that I've put more time to that. We have that charity bike ride we do every summer here. This year we had to go virtual, but the St. Jude ride and 5K run, and I would have thought going virtual was going to be a lot less, fundraising, a lot less donors, but at the same time, we actually, did better than we have in the previous years. People were so supportive, which is good. So yeah, we're putting a lot more of our efforts to the St. Jude, both the hospital and the St. Jude ride.
Anything else cooking?
I do, yeah. So I started I started Arty Coffee, which is a coffee company. We specialize in small batch, specialty roasted coffee. So it's high quality, good stuff. I think people who know me know I've always been a coffee guy. It's always been a passion of mine. You
Coffee is
probably
something I think everybody could agree on, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it goes without saying. It's definitely a lot of people like it, but no, I just always had a passion for it. And gosh, dating back to 2010, I wanted to do something. Obviously, I didn't within my career, but I was like, I wanted to get involved some way, somehow, or start a business of some sort in the coffee industry. And you know, over the years of traveling to different states, countries for that matter, and me and my wife, that was our thing. We'd go to different, little, unique coffee shops, try different origins, learn about the roasting process, learn about all aspects of what makes good coffee. And so in doing so over those years, and then now when the Geico thing kind of fell apart, and I was sitting there, well, what am I going to do? It's like, well, here's a perfect opportunity. So that's when I went full steam ahead, and got everything set up the company, and got started.
I was going to say, how did you get started on that? Where do you even begin?
A lot of years, for a lot of years, I always thought I was going to open up a coffee shop. I just felt like, yeah, a coffee shop, that was just in my mind. And then when I looked at numbers, and ran the numbers and trying to figure out, and um, it just kind of hit me one day. It's like, well, instead of, especially with COVID, I mean, obviously that wasn't a smart move, but at this time I was like, well, why not roast? Why not apply yourself to making good coffee, and selling good coffee, from sourcing the beans. So that's what I did. I actually got set up. I built out a space and got roasters, and sourced my own beans, specialty coffee. It's the highest grade you can buy. um, Through the roasting process, I ordered the bags, had people help me design the bags, set up the website so I could run everything online, direct to consumer online. And it was kind of nice because it was all in my own space. Of course, with the safety protocols, with COVID, you had to be smart and everything, in which we did. And it was just a really good start. And not to mention, I didn't have a ton of overhead with a cafe. So I figured, heck, I could put my money towards this and a little bit mitigate the risk a little bit. And so we started there, and I was I was roasting it, I was bagging it, I was going to pick the coffee up, I was doing everything. And it was pretty cool that the first few months things just really took off, and people really were hugely supportive, and I was kind of blown away. And that's what kind of expanded it to the next step. And so we had to grow, and we now have a roasting partner. Because with growing, I don't want to sacrifice the quality. So now I have a roasting partner, so we can keep up with the demand. And we're just that's kind of where all my focus is now, as far as career wise, of putting the time into that and growing the business.
Where can they go see the site and all that?
The site is rdcoffees.com with an S. And we're on Instagram as well, RD_coffee, as well as Facebook, RD Coffees. But yeah, so we're just kind of up and running, trying to keep all of things managed. And, um, you know, the one thing, and why RD Coffee, what makes us different. When obviously I took my logo from racing, my racing brand, and added coffee. And so, when I started Arty Coffee, I first and foremost, I wanted to make a great tasting product, and things that I've learned along the way, and share it with others. So not only that, have a high quality product, but secondly, kind of that those same values and qualities and principles, and the commitment and dedication and hard work, everything that I learned with racing, I wanted that to be the foundation of RD Coffee, and apply myself the same way. And taking it a step further, just like coffee fueled my pursuit, in racing and training and the gym, all that stuff, and now being a dad, and even now a business owner, how coffee fueled my pursuit. That's what I want to do for others. Because the fact is, everybody's going through some. We're all trying to accomplish dreams. We're all trying to accomplish goals, working hard, trying to raise kids. Maybe you're an athlete trying to make it, or maybe you're even a student. I mean, there's so many different crafts that people are, or whatever that is, trying to accomplish in their life. And so that's kind of our motto. Our slogan is, we want to be a part of their journey in a small way, and helping them get to the finish line strong and fueling their pursuit. So that's who we are.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Well, maybe that might be a good Christmas present for a few people out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're the holidays are coming up, so we're getting things ready, and we'll try to get things out and going. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
You did get a chance to do some TV stuff this year too. How did that go? And is that something maybe we see you do a little more in the future?
With commentating?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the commentating. That was the piece. When I did it, it was always kind of an extension of everything else that I was doing at the track. But I don't know. I always enjoyed. It was kind of a challenge, especially trying to hit your points and stuff. So it was a little bit nerve wracking. But if the opportunity presented itself, we'll check it out. But Feld and the crew, they're pretty well buttoned up. Ricky's in there, and Ralph. Obviously, they do a great job, and got Daniel Blair and the whole crew. So I don't know. I haven't really given much thought to it because it's nothing. There's no opportunity there. But yeah, if it popped up, I'd probably seek it out a little bit.
Well, man, it was good catching up with you. It's been a bit, so it's always fun to chat and see what you're up to.
I know. I miss you guys at the races and doing our post race chats and stuff like that. So this is good. I appreciate the time, Steve.